Grizzly Acres Homestead. We got a little bit of snow today and last night. Um, Firewood is a little bit better. I got probably a good month's worth here or more, depending how cold we get. So far, it hasn't been too cold. The lowest I've had was, I think, Wednesday was down to 6.6 Fahrenheit outside. That was the lowest. Um, so yeah, I got a bunch of firewood. It all came from the upper swamp here. Go for a little walk. I can still pull it out with the quad so far. Get much more snow and I won't, but it just depends how long I keep running on it and packing it down. Because as I get a trail, it'll pull all right. But I may have to see if I can find a set of tire chains for the quad. Because the trail is getting pretty hard to get in and out of. And my twin track Alpine, the snow machine, needs a bit of a modernization, and I'm not getting to it anytime soon. But anyways, yeah, I got a bunch of these dead spruce out of here. Yeah, it's opening up. Some of these are green, some of them are dead. I know this one here is dead. A bunch over here, most of those are dead. And then that one's green. This one's green. That big one in the back here, that one's dead. The front ones are dead. These are dead. Dead. This one here is green, but this one's dead. And then dead here. That big one back there, that's a yellow spruce, I think. It's dead. So, yeah, there's a lot of spruce firewood left, but I'm kind of thinking, by the end of this winter, there won't be a lot of firewood left on this swamp, that's for sure. And possibly not even on the hill back here, on the next high point. If I get to it, a bunch of that will come out for milling. It's all the big yellow spruce will get milled. I'm gonna need a bunch yet to mill to finish up the inside of the cabin. I got the third wall done, well, above the window. So I got all the first three walls above the window, above the door, just above it. And then I gotta do the fourth wall, which is next. And I gotta finish insulating the ceiling so I can board in the ceiling. Cathedral, obviously, with a drop, top corners drop down about 1.5 feet, I guess. But anyways, I was able to manage to get some more insulation of that R19. It originally came from the same place where I got mine from, except one of the guys I was helping, he bought a bunch from the guy I got it from originally, and then he's not using it, and I said, well, can I get some of that leftover insulation? He goes, yep, you sure can. Pick the whole roll. Come and give me a hand when I do the eaves and blah, blah, blah. 3-4 hours of work, and you can pick up the insulation. So I picked it up. I got a big roll, another 80 some feet. I think it's 80 feet or 86 feet or something like that. Definitely more than what I need. Yeah. I'm gonna finish the ceiling on it, and then I'm gonna do the floor as well from underneath. I'm gonna insulate the floor. I got the seams sealed up, well, mostly as good as I could by just squeezing some silicone up there that I had. Do the floor, finish the ceiling, and then we should be warm in there. Oh, I mean, we already are, but it'll keep temps a bit better. But anyways, the reason it's been over a week since my last update is, well, last week I had court again with my ex, who took everything I ever owned, besides my dog, my truck, my chainsaw, and at the time the snow machine I had, which she now claims is hers, or was hers. Well, it wasn't. She also claims that that quad is her Arctic Cat 250. Well, it wasn't a 250 to begin with, and it's not an Arctic Cat. This is a Honda. My Honda. I don't know if you can tell. It doesn't say anywhere besides on there, and it. Yeah, not enough light. It says Honda on there. It's a Honda. She's trying to claim all that, so trying to get me broker again. And guess what? Ain't freaking happening. I know she follows my YouTube channel. You know what? I don't give a shit. I was contemplating of dropping a channel, but I got enough followers on here that, you know, people, friends that I know, and that I just want to keep updated. So, yeah, you can tell what part isn't insulated. The very peak, obviously, up here, the peak, and then that part here. The other side is all insulated. The reason a peak is melting off here is because it's not closed off. I got it insulated and then straight across, but the heat will come up here and get into the peak. So once I finish that last 8 feet off, the top will be closed in too. So the snow won't be melting off as much anymore, which may or may not be a good thing this year because I don't have a metal roof on it. Next winter I'll have a metal roof, hopefully, so it'll slide off, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's pretty much the update for this week. I got some water today again, and then started going out the trail. Yeah, this is still, it's getting dark in here. Camera don't do it justice. Yep, it's still a mess in here. But yeah, I got this wall done above the window. So this wall is next. Get it at least window height. Maybe above the window. I got enough lumber milled, I think, to get up the window height on the whole wall. I'm just going to try and see how far I get. I mean, even if I get 2 feet or 3 feet off the ground, it's better than nothing for now, because I want to close the bottom in, considering this thing is pregnant. And she is due in another 3 weeks. 2 weeks, I guess. First week of December, she is due. So I gotta have the walls closed in, and I'm gonna have to put a shelf up here in this corner, get these batteries and inverter up on the shelf. That's where gonna be the puppy corner. I'm gonna throw her mat down in here and put a little fence up. That's where she's gonna have her puppies. But I gotta get all this crap off the ground, so another day. Oh yeah, and my wood stove that she also claimed is hers. She never owned the wood stove. The stove that I owned, which I purchased before I even met her, was similar but not the same. This one was actually given to me by a friend of mine who purchased a house that came with that stove, and he opted to get a Blaze King. So he purchased a Blaze King and got rid of the stove. He had it sitting on his porch for the last couple of years, and then he finally said to me, he says, well, do you want this stove? It's yours if you want it. Yeah, I'll take it, gladly. and it turns out to be a lot better than I thought it would be. So I'm happy with it. But yeah, she claimed it was hers too, like everything else. I mean, if she saw something else in here that she can claim as might have been hers, she will claim it. And no, the thermoses are mine. The propane bottle is mine. Um, some of it was given to me, some of it was purchased, but I was left with absolutely nothing. I got served December 21st. I got to serve with a DVPO, Domestic Violence Protection Order, and I couldn't even go home to get my personal belongings. I couldn't get my passport. I couldn't get my dentures. I couldn't get my underwear. I was left with the clothes on my back, my pickup, whatever I had with me, um, which was nothing. I mean, I came from camp from the property she had, supposedly had. Um, I was left with what I had in camp with me, which was absolutely nothing. And half of that stuff ended up disappearing because when I went out, I came out, I packed a bunch of stuff out. I didn't have enough room or ways to pack all that stuff. So the tent stayed up there, and um, one of my generators stayed up there, picks, shovels, axes, all that kind of stuff stayed up there. And then when I went back 2 weeks later, I went back up there for a trip and found out from the neighbor next door. He says, "Oh, I thought you were here a couple of days ago." And I'm like, "No." And he goes, "Well, I heard a snow machine. I thought it was you, so I never went and checked." So somebody went up there and packed all that stuff up. I'm not saying it was her, but I'm kind of thinking it might have been one of her friends. So she may have that stuff and just trying to tell me that I owe her that, but I don't. It was left behind. Her quad was also left up there because it was 5 feet of snow on the ground. I couldn't get it out middle of winter. And she lost the property. The property has since been sold, as is with anything on the property as part of the sale price. And I know from the new owner that the quad is supposedly still up there, or was the last time I talked to him. And yeah, he purchased it with whatever was on the property, including the quad, which is his now. And that's fine. I really don't care. That's her problem. But anyways, yeah, it's been sort of stressful. I've kind of just sat back, didn't do bugger all. I got a bunch of firewood done, as you can tell. Go out, cut a few trees, drag them out, cut them up, go and get a few more, and it's getting dark again. So, well, stop, do it again in the morning. So, but that's that. We will definitely get going more. I didn't get the chainsaw that I was gonna get at Twin Domain. That just never happened, and I didn't even order the new Chinese one because I just don't have the cash. I can't afford it, so I can barely afford to feed myself. So it's all good. I'll survive. Um, Grizzly Acres, enjoying the fire. Over and out. We'll see you next week sometime. I'll have another update at some point, I'm sure. For the people inquiring about it, thank you for being concerned. Don't worry about me. I'll survive. If I do decide to shut the channel down, I will put up a video about it, why, and go from there. But as it stands right now, I'm going to keep it going. Say to hell with her, to hell with everybody else, and yeah, keep it at that. All right, Grizzly Acres Homestead, over and out. See you next time around. Bye bye.